Hi, this is Professor Wolber from appinventor.org. We're in the midst of creating this Paintpot app, okay? And right now we can draw circles, or the user can draw circles, and they can draw lines. We can change colors. We can clear it, okay? And now we're going to work on, we're going to learn about variables, and we're going to learn kind of how to make these circles so the user can draw them either small or large, okay? And so there's to be a different pixel size for each one. Okay, so we're really going to be dealing with the canvas touch. So I'm going to control click and collapse this dragged event. I'll just get this guy out of the way. But we're really dealing with canvas.touched. Okay, so we need to make it so the circles aren't always drawn exactly 5. Okay, now the problem is there's no property in Canvas for how big circles are drawn. It's always just a parameter to this draw circle function. So somehow we're going to need to remember when the user clicks small or clicks large, we're going to need to remember how big the circle should be after that. Okay, now let's just say small is 2 pixels and large is 8. But anytime we need to remember something, the way you do it is you define a variable. Okay, in App Inventor 2, if you go to the variables block, and you can say initialize global name to, okay, and in this case the name is going to be circle size, or let's just call it dot size. Okay, and I'm going to initialize it to some number. I'm going to make it 2 to start. Okay, and all this is the initial value. We just know that this variable, and think of it like a memory cell, like a spreadsheet cell. It's got a 2 in right when the app starts. Okay, now small button. Okay, when it gets clicked, we're going to want to essentially set the dot size to 2. Okay, and when the large button gets clicked, we're going to set the dot size to 8. Okay, so on small button dot clicked, I'm going to go back to variables. I'm going to grab this set block, and notice there's no, you don't know what you're setting. You just know you're setting some variable. I'm going to drag it out. I can choose this. There's my global dot size. It'll show me all variables in my program, at least global ones. Okay, now I'm going to copy this 2 here. Okay, so when they click small button, I'm going to set my dot size to 2. And then I'm just going to copy that whole block. And when the user clicks the large button, I'm going to set the dot size to 8. Okay, we're not quite done yet. All we've done so far is when the user clicks these 2 buttons, we change this value from 2 to 8. And it's just like a spreadsheet cell. The user can't even see it. Okay, these variables are hidden from the user. They're like your app's scratch memory. It's like the stuff in your brain that nobody can see. Okay, so we've got this variable. It's being changed correctly, but we need to use it. And in fact, when we draw circles, that's when we want to use the variable. So I'm going to get rid of this 5. Okay, and instead of always drawing with radius 5, I'm going to draw with radius dot size. Okay, so I'm going to go grab another get, bring it over here, click that arrow, and there's my dot size. Okay, and this is a little weird. So when the canvas gets touched, I'm going to draw a circle. I'm going to draw it right where the person touched down, and I'm going to draw it using whatever value is in this memory cell called dot size. It might be 2, might be 8, at least the way we've got our user interface set up. Okay, let's see how our app works. So here's my emulator back up. It's cleared now. Okay, so let's just draw some circles. And I think those are circles of size 2, since we set our variable to 2 to start, right? This global dot size starts out as 2. Okay, now if I click on the large button, you can't see the change in my little memory cell, right? It's hidden. It's 8 now. Okay, but now if I click, now I get these dots of size 8. Okay, back to small, I should get these little tiny dots. Okay, so our user interface isn't great, right? The user can't even see which one's going to be drawn, but they can change the size of the circles by clicking the small and large buttons.